7 o'clock tonight. Phoenix Suns return home, and they will take on the Toronto Raptors. And if you look at the schedule of games tonight, you will notice that the Dallas Mavericks not in action. So with a win tonight, the Phoenix Suns would pull just one game out of the 10th and final play-in spot in the Western Conference playoffs. It is that simple. Win tonight, and you are one back in the loss column, one back in the win column. Remember the bit we did in hour number one? We started this show. The Phoenix Suns ended that last week, 30 wins on their resume. Now they have 31. Dallas, 33 when we left here on Friday. Once again, have 33 going into tonight. You have a chance to pull that from 33 and 30, which is where it stood on Friday, to then it being 33 and 32. One game back. It is that simple. The opportunity in front of the Phoenix Suns is that simple. It's made even simpler by the fact that you are playing a team that is 24 and 44. You welcome in the Toronto Raptors tonight, who have a road record of 8 and 24. Their last time out, they had a 3-game winning streak snapped by the Portland Trailblazers. That was yesterday. They're also playing the second leg of a back-to-back. So there's no rest imbalance. I don't think it gets any simpler than this. A team all year, over and over and over again. We have counted this team out. We have said it is over. We said it was over at the end of January. We said it was over when the trade deadline came and went. We said it was over at the All-Star break. We have said this season has been over. This team is not going anywhere, time and time again. And yet time and time again, this team has stayed close enough to where you can't really quit just yet. You can't just move on and start focusing on baseball or start focusing on another sport. I'm a big Formula One fan. The Formula One season started this weekend. Maybe you're focusing on that. You just can't quit the Phoenix Suns yet because they're right there. And so you wait for games like tonight. You wait for moments like this because here it is. I think I set the table pretty well there. It's easy. Beat a 24-win basketball team, and you're one game out of a playoff spot. Lose at home to a 24-win basketball team, and it's over again. We all know what the schedule looks like for this team after these two games against Toronto and Chicago. We know what gauntlet is awaiting the Phoenix Suns, and we know how limited their ability to win games in that stretch is going to be. You have to have games like tonight. We said Friday felt like a must-win, right? We used that term. I said I don't use it very often, but we broke it out for Friday, and they took care of business. And I said on Friday, I'm not going to be that upset if you lose to the Lakers on Sunday. 3-1 in this stretch. You beat the Kings, you beat Toronto, you beat Chicago. You would have done what I think would have been necessary to keep you relevant. So it's easy. Show up and be the Phoenix Suns and play basketball tonight. Be Kevin Durant. Be Devin Booker. Be Bradley Beal. Be the superstars that you are, and you should have no problem with the Toronto Raptors. But here's the thing that bothers us all. You and I both know that when I said that out loud, you remembered the last time these two teams played. You remembered the countless examples of this team having matchups like this and them not being the Phoenix Suns that we saw on Friday against the Sacramento Kings. So which effort level shows up tonight? Is it the effort level that we saw on Friday? Is it the effort level that jumped out to an early lead against Sacramento and weathered the storm of their little runs to try to make the game relevant? Because they weathered those storms and then they responded back And they had big lead after big lead after big lead in that game because they earned it, they maintained it, they did all of the little things right in that game on Friday against the Sacramento Kings. Is that the team that shows up tonight? Kings look tired. Toronto just played a close game the previous night, losing to the Trailblazers 105-102. They've now got to travel to Phoenix from Portland, different travel than the travel you had from LA to Phoenix. All of the reasons for this game to be one that you stick in your back pocket and you call it basically a guarantee. Yet we know with this team this year, there are no guarantees. So do we get the effort that we saw against the Kings on Friday, or do we see what we saw yesterday against the Lakers? It's that simple. It's pretty easy to preview and dissect these games for the Phoenix Suns. It doesn't take much. These segments that we do, they're 12, 13 minutes long. I don't need 12 or 13 minutes to break down this basketball game and explain it to you, the little nuances between these two teams. It's simple. Which version of the Suns show up? It's that easy. It's that simple. If the Suns that we saw on Friday show up, they will win this basketball game. They will pull within one game. And if this scenario isn't motivating enough for this team, then they don't care about chasing down Dallas. We care more about it than they do. If this opportunity tonight to draw within one game, to start putting pressure on Dallas, who might be getting Anthony Davis back, to make them think about it, to make them look in the rearview mirror, to make them see that the Phoenix Suns are coming, here they are, you can't lose sight of them. If they don't embrace this opportunity, then they don't want it. They don't want to be the 10 seed. They don't want to play the Kings in a play-in tournament matchup because that's who you'd face right now. You saw what they could do against them on Friday. They got one more game against them at the end of the season. They don't want it. We're caring about it more than they do. We're talking about it more than they are. They're just going out and playing basketball and letting the chips fall where they may. There's not that extra level of intensity knowing what's in front of them. You got Matt Ishbia out there saying that he thinks that they can make noise if they get into the postseason, that they're going to be a tough out for anybody. He's saying that out loud. Whether or not he believes it, he's at least giving that public vote of confidence for his team. So how about it? How about it, Kevin? How about it, Devin? How about it, guys? Do you want this or not? Is making the playoffs and the play-in tournament and staving off that embarrassment of not making the play-in tournament, missing out on everything altogether with a $450 million payroll this year, that embarrassment, is that enough? Is there enough pride? Do you care enough to take advantage of this situation tonight? You're not playing Memphis. You're not playing Houston. You're not playing OKC. You're not playing Boston. You're not playing Cleveland. You're not playing the Knicks. You're not playing any of those teams. Don't worry. Those teams are coming. You're going to get those teams on your schedule here pretty soon. We'll see what that looks like. Tonight, you get a team that's won 8 road games all year. It better not be a ninth. You just don't let a team like Toronto, who has 8 road wins all season, and they're playing the second leg of a back-to-back, you don't allow them to pick up their ninth road win against you this season. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. You win this basketball game. You win this basketball game convincingly. You are on cruise control in the second half. If this is a team that wants the 10 seed, that wants to get in, that wants to potentially be the 8 seed and get a playoff series, if this team still has those aspirations, if there's still that drive, then you know what you see tonight? You see a team that takes care of business against Toronto. They're leading into the third quarter, into the second half, into the latter stages of the game, to where they can rest Kevin Durant. They can rest Devin Booker. They leave no doubt in a basketball game like this. They do the rare feat that we haven't seen a lot from this team this season, and they have a big cushion in the second half to where Coach Bud can sit down Kevin Durant, can sit down Devin Booker, and they're not playing heavy minutes. They're not playing 37, 38, 39, nearly 40 minutes in these games. That's what we would see tonight if this team cares, if this team wants the 10 seed. If they don't, And this is just going to be another run-of-the-mill Suns basketball game where they might win. They might do just enough to pull it out. But it'll be like pulling teeth. They'll have to play Kevin Durant and Devin Booker heavy minutes. It'll come down to the wire. It'll be way closer than it should be. And we'll come in here tomorrow and say, yeah, they won, but can you really feel good about it? Do they want it? I don't know. After what I saw on Friday, I thought maybe. Yesterday, I don't know. But a 24-win basketball team is coming to town tonight, and you have a chance to beat that basketball team and pull yourself within one game of the Dallas Mavericks. It's that simple. So we can be upset with the way that they've played. End of the weekend into the start of this week, they gain ground. The end of today's show into tomorrow's show, they can gain ground.